So my format represents the edge of your page in your book. Again, horizon line in the middle of the page. Vanishing point pretty much in the middle of the page too as well. Okay. The first thing that we're gonna draw, guys, is basically the floor slash opposite wall that we're working on. And how we're gonna do that, we're gonna start first on the left-hand side, draw a angled line going this way, and on the other side, an angled line going the other way. Okay. Now,
What? An eraser. Oh, you mean like the ones that you threw
yes, one of the
at
ones I threw at you. Yes, one of the ones I threw at you, or Ishler. Yes. So Mr. Ishler was visiting me today, and he was giving me such a hard time.
Maybe you're just being sassy.
On the ground, over there. Yeah. Okay, so after you have your two lines, thank you. We're going to draw a horizontal line that's going to represent the opposite end wall that we're looking at in our room. So I'm just going to draw a horizontal line going across here. That's going to represent the floor in my room. Now I know this looks really weird right now. It looks like a road with a line going across it. But trust me, it's going to look much different as we go along. So then we're going to, after we have this horizontal line here, we're going to draw a line going up. And this is going to be the line that is going to dictate the height of our wall facing us. And just draw another line. Lightly drawing these lines up here, okay? So right now I have this line here connected to this area here, and this is going to dictate the floor of the room that we're going to be working inside of, okay? And this is going to be the wall facing us. And then we're going to draw a horizontal line to connect these two vertical lines, making sure that they're level. Yeah, looks good, looks good. I'm going to draw a light line across. So this is going to be the wall facing us, all right? Now I want to finish off the ceiling of that room too as well. So I'm going to go to my vanishing point, go to that corner here. I'm going to bisect a line from here, going all the way to the edge, theoretically the edge of my page, right? But my format here, the little frame, is representative of the sketchbook page in your sketchbooks. Okay, so now that I have ceiling, wall, floor, ceiling, wall, and floor. I'm gonna go to the other side here. Start at the vanishing point. Light line going all the way across. And now I have on this side, ceiling, wall, floor. Okay, to make this a little bit easier for you guys to see, because I know it looks really weird, I'm going to erase those light lines. Get rid of those. And then also get rid of these lines and the horizon line, which, because we're working in interior space, isn't really necessarily there for all intents and purposes. So I'm gonna get rid of it over here too as well. All right, so can you see that we're inside of a room now? Floor, wall, ceiling, wall. And this would be like you sitting on a chair facing a wall this way, right? Isn't that cool? Okay, now I want to create an environment that is nice and chill. I want a nice place that I'd want to go to relax, to read or watch television, maybe watch a movie, maybe binge watch a cool show. So the first thing I want to do is I want to create a coffee table, a table where I can set my latte or my pizza or whatever I'm into noshing that day. And just like I did with the meridian line in the middle of a street for our exterior street space, I'm going to use this vanishing point to create a coffee table near the middle of my room. So I'm going to pull 2 lines down, 1, 2, both of these originating from that vanishing point, right? So this is going to be the coffee table coming at me. If this was, say, for instance, I'm going to use my phone case here. If you're looking at it like this, so this is going to be the top of the coffee table, and we're going to see the facing side. Okay, we're not going to see the sides here. We're just going to see that one facing side going off into a depth of field. Okay, so we're going to, just above this line of the floor, we're going to draw a horizontal line going across these 2 lines coming from that vanishing point, just like that. And then we'll finish the coffee table right around here. How about that? Yeah. So now we have a coffee table. Right now it just looks like a rectangle coming towards us. All right. So how do we make this look like a, like a regular coffee table? Well, we're going to draw a light line here across, right? Because we're, again, using that example of the phone case, we're drawing this face right here, right? So coming down, we drew a parallel line with this one. Now we're just going to do a vertical line from this corner down, from this corner down. So now we have the thickness of our coffee table. Okay, the line's a little crooked. Let's clean that up, shall we? Yes. All right, now. So there we go with our coffee table. Let's do, I'll do a couple legs. So again, because we're still using just 1 point perspective, our verticals are going to be straight up and down. Let's make this a singular block. How about instead of 2 legs, we'll just make it a singular block. Okay. So there's our coffee table. All right. I will shade this just to help you guys see it. Middle value. Okay. And then I will erase this line so it's not so confusing. I'm gonna keep those guidelines so you guys have a reference though. Just gonna clean it up a little bit so it's clear. Okay. So we have a coffee table in our room now. Pretty neat, right? So with all living rooms or living spaces or like a family room, you also have usually a couch and a love seat or a love seat and a chair, right? So what we're gonna do to make this much easier than some of the past demos that I've done doing interior, we're going to draw the side that's facing us, our point of view. We're gonna draw that side first and then do all the sides that are facing the coffee table and then this wall too as well, coming from that vanishing point. This is gonna just make it a little bit easier. So we're going to do the facing side of our couch. I want to figure out we'll make the couch back a little bit high. Oh, make it a high one, right? And we'll make it on the same level as this coffee table foot. And come up straight. Now, I'm doing this kind of very angular, which is gonna be easier for you guys to interpret. So, but understand that, you know, if I was actually designing an interior space for a client, I would not give them a really angular couch to sit on. Does that make sense? Sydney, we're on page 9. Sorry. All right, so for the back, I'm gonna go at a slight angle down, and then I'm gonna go straight across and connect these guys here, this line and this line. So now I've basically drawn the facing side that's facing us, our point of view, the side of the couch, right? I've drawn that in. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do after I do this, and I will show you in a minute, is I'm going to be coming from that vanishing point, and we're going to be connecting this line, this line, this line, this, and this to the vanishing point. But we're going to do that in a little bit, so I want you guys to be able to catch up. I'm throwing a lot of stuff at you right now. But just keep in mind that, you know, I'm trying to keep this shape as simple as possible so that you guys can understand where we're coming with our angles, okay? Versus it being a nice, soft, squishy, looking like a dinner bun shape. If that makes any sense. All right? All right. Okay. You guys ready? Yeah? Okay, good. Here we go. So I'm going to, from all these little areas here, all these points that I've kind of notated here, I'm going to connect them to the vanishing point. So from the vanishing point to here, draw a light line, boom. From there to there, there to there. Right? And you'll barely see this one. Okay. All right, so I know I'm gonna just kind of get rid of these lines that might be confusing you. All right. All right. So we have this thing that looks like it's projecting 3D out towards us. Well, what we need to do is create those limitations to isolate it and make it look like a couch. And those are going to be vertical and horizontal lines. Okay. The first one I'm going to figure is going to be right around here. All right. So this I'm going to make it straight up and down. So this line is going to represent the opposite edge of the couch, right? 1, 2, boom, boom, boom. Then I'm going to make a matching horizontal line to this one on the other side too as well. All right. So I have this, boom, boom, boom. See that? Oh my goodness. It's a really uncomfortable looking couch or bench. Okay, I'm also going to take this angle that I have here, right? I don't have a precise tool to kind of template that, so I'm just gonna slide it as best I can at that same angle. Draw that in. Oh, that's pretty close. And then the last one is there's gonna be a really tiny little horizontal line that mimics this line here over here. And can I get it? Can I get it? Yes. Okay. Ta-da. So there is our couch. It's a really kind of modern, angular looking thing that's not really comfortable looking, but that's okay. Again, for intensive purposes, this is just a demo to see how you would go about using the vanishing point to create this three-dimensional shape. You know, you could go through and round things off as you go through, add cushions and things like that, but you know, this is all theory. So we have a couch, we have a coffee table, lightly shade this side of the couch just so you guys can see that, the facing versus the non-facing side of the couch. Okay. All right. Now, next thing that we're going to do is we're going to create a place for a table to set a television on. So we're going to draw a line going to the right. Okay. So this is going to be one of the lines we use to create a TV stand. Okay. So let's be honest. Most of you have TV stands in your household. Some of you don't, which is good. It means you're probably better about going outside and enjoying the weather than I am. We're gonna draw one more line, maybe here. Yeah. Wow, what's going on? Nothing. Okay, so once we have these two lines, we're going to create a horizontal line to demarc the edge of our table. Okay. So I'm going to just darken where that line is, as well as one of the angular lines that we connect to. Ooh, I made that one a little crooked. It happens. All right, so then we have a table. We're going to thicken it up by just adding a vertical line here, right? And then connecting that to the vanishing point. Just like that, boom. Tabletop, right? Let me just erase. You can see it a little bit better. Okay. Sharpen my pencil. So I'm not darkening this line because it's gonna probably disappear. Okay. Just slowing down so you guys can catch up a little bit. You know, I have a tendency to go fast and drive kids crazy. Like, oh my God, you're going too fast. Right. Now, after we have the tabletop built, right? Because we have 1, 2, 3 lines coming from the vanishing point here, one vertical, one horizontal. We're gonna draw another vertical line. Just maybe right around here. Just say right around there. Okay, ending right around here. Okay, so this is going to be like the base of the table that's going to be holding up the television. Okay, from this vertical line here, I'm going to go and go to the vanishing point, and then at an angle, lightly draw, and then I'm gonna darken when I get over here. All right, you guys see that? Let me darken my format here so it's not so confusing. All right. So now, since I've built that, I can get rid of these lines that were the other side of the room. Okay, you can kind of see them. All right, so I have kind of a couch or sitting piece of furniture, a coffee table, a table now, kind of cramped. And then what I want to do is build a television set on top, right? Maybe not so tall. Let me kind of give a little notation right there as to where I don't want to go any farther than that because we don't want it to be a silly, ostentatious, gigantic piece of hardware. But so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to draw a vertical line right around here and end there, right? And then this is going to be the height of the television I'm going to be making. Now, a long time ago when I first started teaching art, I used to draw these tube televisions, right? Now, it's all about that flat screen. It's all about that gigantic flat screen, right? So, starting from the vanishing point, and at that one point right there, drawing a line this way, and I will darken this line, right? Just like so. And then kind of darken this one. Now, televisions also have bases, so we'll just, my wife and I just bought a new television, and instead of a central base, there's these little feet on the ends. So what I'm gonna do is just leave some space on my second line for the bottom of the television so that there's room for a stand, okay? Right? Got these feet like so. And they're black, so I'll just fill that in. All right. And then maybe it ends right around there. Comes down. Let's figure out where that ends. Okay. Okay. So we have our TV, we have our sofa, we have a coffee table, and we have entertainment, right? So, basic building blocks of our room. Am I going too fast? Caroline, am I going too fast? No? Okay, good. All right, now, just say for instance, there's maybe on this cabinet, we have some doors. So vertical lines and then lines that lead or originate from that vanishing point to make like our angles for the top and bottom of our cabinet doors or even openings. And then vertical lines to kind of capture the space, okay? And then all right. maybe what we'll do is we'll put a frame around our TV. I'm just gonna add some details here to make it look more believable rather than the cardboard version. Okay. Okay, so a couple things that I want to add detail-wise. I want to add a carpet, and I'm going to keep, again, the shapes that I make I'm going to be very angular because I want to keep it very simple for you. But if you want to go in later and soften things up, like soften up edges, you can. So I've drawn 2 lines going down away from the vanishing point. I'm just going to isolate. Maybe this is a runner rug. Right here and right here, about a little bit longer than coffee table and the couch. Runners are usually pretty long, runner rugs. They're for high traffic areas. Maybe there's a rug right there, right? And we will put a door over here. So I'm just gonna, because this is the facing doorway, we don't have to mess with or use the vanishing point whatsoever because it's facing. That means it's facing us, the viewer. So we can just go straight up and down and straight across from left to right to make our doorway. Okay? All right, so we have a lot of elements now going on here. I'm gonna do one more thing on this far wall. Now, because I'm using this wall, it's going to be a lot of the angles for whatever I'm putting on this wall are gonna come from that vanishing point. Now I do a vertical here, and then I go to my vanishing point. And I'm just drawing a piece of art on the wall, basically. And I'm keeping the guidelines so you guys can see it. Yeah. So we have maybe a window or a painting on that wall, right? And then we'll do, yes, a plant. Oh, let's put a plant onto, how about we put a plant on the coffee table? So what we're gonna do, using the same methodology that we did to create the borders of the coffee table, we'll do 2 lines here. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to create an ellipse, right? So now it looks like there's a hole in the coffee table, right? But I'm just gonna pull this down to here, create some angles, and then mimic that ellipse like we did the cone or the tapered pillar. All right, just like that. This could be a tub of popcorn or it could be a plant, whatever you want to do. I'm gonna make it a pot though. All right. And then I'm just gonna put some little shading in here like it's soil. And then I just have, maybe this is a succulent of some sort, like aloe, all right? Just like that. Does that help? Cool. All right, last thing, I'm gonna put maybe another piece of art over on this wall, the facing wall, facing us. Just like that. Okay. So now we have a pretty cool looking room, right? Darken everything here. Now, again, this is like the basics, the basic building blocks for doing an interior space. You know, doing an interior space with much softer edges and things like that. We can do that a little bit later. Oh, let me do an ellipse up here. And then maybe this is a light. All right. Here's the inside lip. And I just kind of coned it down. Okay. But, you know, in interior spaces, you'll have like maybe some molding, maybe some chair molding that would happen over here, right? Some details on the bottom, which I'll just throw in there. Maybe some, you know, patterns on the floor, etc. Wallpaper. But this is the basic building blocks for using interior space, building an interior space using 1-point perspective. Okay. So, for instance, like some of you I know want to be future homeowners, and you have a consultation with an interior designer or something like that, and you want to create a space for yourself. You can create a drawing of what you ideally would want, show it to whatever vendor you might be using, like California Closets. You could show them a schematic of what you were thinking about, and then they can make that a reality. All right. So this is, again, 1-point perspective, interior space.